We have breaking news, and I know you have strong feelings about him. Kevin McCarthy, he's retiring. Are you happy?
No, I'm actually kind of sad in a sense, because I think that whatever you think of Kevin McCarthy, and I've told you the problems I have with him, I think he's weak. I think he was the one that went down and kissed the ring and I think the Republican Party had its best off-ramp opportunity ever after January 6th to finally get past Trump. And then when Kevin McCarthy went down and kissed the ring, and because, I heard the president's so depressed, he's not eating. Well, maybe not eating would be good for the president, but putting that aside, my Kevin, as Trump used to affectionately call him, went running down to Mar-a-Lago to kiss his ring, and that's what started the whole thing. But having said all that, he was doing the job as speaker that speakers need to do. And his problem was that he was ruling by fear, and he was allowing anyone. So I was sorry that it happened. And by the way, Mike Johnson, when he passed that resolution to keep the government open, that's exactly what Kevin McCarthy got impeached for. So now maybe Johnson has a honeymoon, but eventually. So no, I think it's just sad. And it's a sad reflection as to the state of today's Republican Party. These guys like Matt Gaetz and Jim Jordan, name me one bill that they've passed, or name one good thing they've done. All they do is blow things up. So I think they're better off in the minority, and hopefully in January they will be. What's your feeling?
Well, I think I've said this before. The fact that he lost the speakership for making a bipartisan move, he was trying to get the government funded, and he got some Democrats to cross over, and that's how he got the money, the funding. And then those same Democrats turned around and stabbed him in the back, even though he was trying to be bipartisan.
Carrie. That's not fair, because he went right on TV after that bill was passed and he dissed Democrats. So he brought a lot of this on himself. It's if you and I make an agreement and you hold a press conference and you ream me in the press conference, it's not going to endear me to you. So that's what happened with McCarthy. So he made his own bed. But anyway, I agree. It is kind of sad.
Because he was actually trying to get stuff done. And, to my knowledge, he did not ream the Democrats who actually voted. Did he actually ream the specific Democrats who before the vote happened? Did he insult
it was after the vote had happened. I don't remember
That's very different. That's very different. That's after the vote. I'm saying
right. So Democrats support him, and then he goes out and attacks them. It would have been so.
You're saying after the CR, the funding vote?
After the CR vote.
Oh, exactly. I thought you meant after the speakership vote.
No, not after the speakership vote. After the CR vote. So again, it's very sad, but he did make his own bed, and what also made me sad is that Tom Emmer, and again, I'm not a huge fan of Tom Emmer. I have my issues with him, but at least he had experience. And he would have been certainly a better speaker than Mike Johnson. But again, what was Tom Emmer's grave crime? His grave crime was he had the temerity to vote after the insurrection to certify the election. That's how bad things have got in today's Republican Party, is that you vote to certify the election after an insurrection, and that's still a death sentence in MAGA world. Can't you admit that is kind of sad?
Well, you should be able to vote how you wanted in that.
But the fact that he got dinged for it, that's the reason. Trump, again, said, this guy's terrible.
And he's still in office, and he's still the whip, right?
Yeah, but he was more qualified to be speaker. That's the only reason he wasn't speaker, was because he voted to certify the election. Isn't that pathetic?
I should know
today's Republican Party has come to that state.
Well, I think.
Yes.
I don't think that was the only reason. I think it was. I think part of why they went with Mike Johnson is because he was an unknown quantity. I think people were fed up with what they perceived as the people who had been around the block, the quote unquote establishment. And that's why. I don't think it was that I don't think that was the singular reason. I really don't. But I think that's why, because Mike Johnson, he was not part of leadership. So they wanted somebody fresh, and that's part of why they went with him.
Well, that's true that he didn't have the baggage. That is very true. But there was no other reason that was given for Tom Emmer not being elected speaker, other than the fact that he opposed, or he had the temerity, he had the audacity to vote to certify the election. So we will see. I guess the issue is, do voters care? Because I think it's been shown that, and the biggest proof of this was when you had all these Republicans saying, when McConnell stole the Supreme Court seat, oh my God, it's less than a year. I can promise you, if there's a Republican president and this happens, we will wait till the next election. Then Ruth Bader Ginsburg dies a month before the election. They ram some religious zealot through, and nobody cares. I mean, that was amazing. A month before the election, they weren't penalized for it. So anytime someone tells you the American people care about process, don't believe it for a second, because that was the ultimate proof. Anyway, I think we'll have to leave it there. Another great show. And all of us here wish all of you the happiest of holidays. We will hopefully be doing our next show maybe on the road. But in the meantime, thanks so much for joining us. I'm Dave Spencer.
And I'm Carrie Sheffield. Happy holidays. We will catch you soon.